Okay, fantastic. Well, everyone, welcome. Good evening. My name is Professor Alberto de Salvatierra. I'm an Associate Dean undergraduate and Associate Professor of Urbanism and Data in Architecture here at School of Architecture, Planning and Landscape. It is my pleasure to virtually welcome you to SAPL today. We're going to get started. So to begin, we'd like to start with a land acknowledgement. The University of Calgary, located in the heart of southern Alberta, both acknowledges and pays tribute to the traditional territories of the peoples of Treaty 7, which include the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprised of the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Kainai First Nations, the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Goodstoney First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nations of Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. So, as I mentioned, I'd like to be the first to welcome you to SAPL. If you have not yet visited any of our campuses or are not familiar yet with our program, hopefully through this presentation, you'll get an additional understanding of what is it that we do and why you might be interested in coming to our school in the next year. So for our agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about SAPL. We're going to talk about our campuses and provide a really exciting location update in case you might not yet be familiar. Then we're going to launch into discussing the BDCI overview, the BDCI program structure and curriculum, and then sort of finish around talking a little bit about the student experience. So student advising, student experience initiatives like BDCI Launchpad, student life, and other extracurricular opportunities. And then we'll leave plenty of time at the end for lots of questions from all of you from the audience. So let's get started. So to begin, we're going to share a video. Not this one. This one. Here we go.
Welcome to a distinctly different design school experience. Community engaged, performance driven, entrepreneurial, impact oriented, and future focused. We are training leaders to become catalysts for positive local and global change so that you can learn how to develop solutions to help solve some of the world's great problems.
Even me?
Really? Yes, definitely you. Through challenge-based learning, collaborations with industry, building and prototyping solutions, we are expanding the idea of what it means to be a designer. With bold thinking for the built environment, for sustainability, for equity, for health, for vibrancy, cities made for people and the good of the planet. It's not going to be easy, but you can make change happen. You can change the world. You can create the future of city building.
So we love the little promo video, although soon we won't be able to use it anymore, given that the facilities shown there are ones that we won't be inhabiting for much longer, and that's sort of what we're going to talk about next. So first, a little bit about SAPL. The School of Architecture, Planning and Landscape, as its name suggests, is, or for its 50-year history, was primarily a graduate-only program that had a Master's of Architecture, Master's of Planning, and Master's of Landscape Architecture. Um, so when we began the BDCI program, it was our first undergraduate design degree. And given these three disciplines, we have created a transdisciplinary design foundation to allow students to explore a sort of common core and then choose to go into specialization of their choice via a concentration in advance, perhaps, of doing grad school work with us. So the school and its multidisciplinary sort of focus allows for really rich set of cross-fertilization between disciplines around questions of the built environment, which is what we're here for, right? To have a positive impact upon the world and society. And the way that we do that is by deploying design within the built environment and the everyday contexts that we inhabit. So currently we have two campuses, one on the University of Calgary's main campus, and we have an additional building downtown called the City Building Design Lab. This is next to City Hall, if you're familiar with Calgary and its geography. And we've been at this downtown location for a number of years as a way to test out being embedded within the community and the opportunity for a university to rehabilitate um, a building that is no longer being used for its original function. So this was the former Calgary Public Library, and then it became our campus for a number of years. But starting in January, it's very exciting. We're moving to a new home uh, just in a few weeks. And where is that? There's been a number of lots of news articles and media reports around it, but we're moving to 801 7th Ave Southwest. So this is immediately adjacent to Century Gardens. So we have a beautiful park and recreational facilities and a LRT line stop right at our doorstep. And within the building itself, we have access to the atrium where we'll have very large events and lecture series, but also a food court and connection to the Plus 15. So what does that look like? This is that building. This is the former Nexon building, also the former Nova Tower. And we're taking over floors 5 through 9 and 11 through 14, as you can see here in this diagrammatic section on the right. On the left is a render of what this building will look like once all the floors are fully activated, or at least all the sample floors are fully activated. Two areas of note are that we will have an entirely separate building for fabrication. So for digital analog fabrication, for robotics, for design build, we'll have an all-weather kind of design build kind of studio within the kind of ground floor, the high bay assembly workshop space. So this is an entirely separate building. You can see it here in this image here. This is the kind of annex, and then there's like a plus 15 and a plus 30 connection to the building. So this is our fabrication facility, the connection, and here's the kind of the ground floor. So now at this ground floor, excuse me, we'll have a city lab, which will allow us to engage with industry professionals, with the city, and again, really be embedded within the community. One of the things that we're most excited about in regards to this move is just like the top medical schools are located within hospitals to allow its students to work alongside practitioners and patients. We as a design school feel that it makes most sense to be located within the heart of a city, downtown, immediately next to the communities that we're wanting to have a positive impact on, rather than be kind of removed far from the action, so to speak. So we're very excited to be taking over this tower. There's going to be one floor per year, and what's going to be included in those floors. So here's a render, a kind of early render of what the studio spaces are looking like. So lots of open desks and crit spaces and lounge spaces, right, with views towards the city. So this is a sample undergraduate floor plan where we have on the kind of southwest side of the building looking towards all the Century Gardens and the city, right? So there's glass all around the building, right? So but this is the kind of area for the studios for the students, kind of a signature script space here, student lounge, faculty offices on every floor, again, to allow for a good mixture of students and faculty members, and various types of different classrooms on each floor. So in this particular floor, we have two small lecture spaces and a large crit space. Here's a view of what those classrooms look like. And the way it's been designed is to allow for a lot of lounging spaces kind of immediately next to the windows so that circulation can happen in between. And students want to take a little break, want to do some work or kind of just look out the window. There's going to be lots of nice little nooks to do that. And then the classrooms themselves, of course, are kind of soundproofed in the inside, and on the outside allow to be on to function as kind of grid spaces for a design school. So here's a floor plan of the seventh floor, which will include a canteen slash social space for all students. such kitchen. I get more faculty offices. These are going to be various faculty research labs. So if any of you are interested in doing research with a supervised faculty member, either during the year or over the summer, this would be the floor that those labs will be located on. So there are more updated floor plans since these have been published, and given that we're going to be moving in the building in just a few weeks, likely in January or February, will be officially open for tours. So if you are interested in seeing more than just these renders and kind of seeing it in person, please do reach out to our recruitment team either at the end of this presentation or later on early next year if you'd like to have a tour of all our amazing spaces. Because again, we're really upgrading the amount of space and facilities, new furniture, new equipment, right? New spaces. So we're very excited about this move um, downtown. And maybe just one last thing very briefly is that our location only takes about 10 minutes to go using the LRT to go to main campus. So we're actually very, very close to campus, but we're also within the heart of the city, surrounded by lots of shops and restaurants. And one of the most exciting things as well is that Sapple is brokering deals with surrounding um, residential properties that are offering housing options. And we already have one agreement with the Petrofina building, which is actually uh, the building across the street on this side, so you can't see it because the building is being covered, but it's connected via the plus 15. So if there are students who are wanting to live very close to downtown or very close to a building itself, there's going to be a variety of different housing options available downtown. And we're sort of striking deals with them so they can get preferential rates for our students. So again, very, very exciting to be right in the heart of downtown with new facilities and new spaces. So now a little bit about the BDCI. Um, at the BDCI, we center hands-on design, studio-based learning that tackles real-world projects with industry and municipalities. We offer courses on the history and theory of cities, exploring the ethics and politics of the urban. We focus on literacy in advanced visualization, software, and digital computational design tools with options for specialization, sustainability, entrepreneurship, or data science. This is an important point. We are the most uh, visualization advanced undergraduate program in Canada. No other program is teaching the breadth and depth of courses that we're teaching our students so early in their undergraduate education. Many of the software that we teach our students are often part of graduate programs. But we don't believe in sort of kind of creating unproductive hierarchies like that. So instead, we just start right from the get-go teaching these tools to our students, enabling them even more competitive um, employment opportunities much earlier in their career rather than having to wait until later. We also offer opportunities for students to pursue a minor or a certificate to maximize their transdisciplinary education. Again, one of the strengths of the program is this cross-pollination, cross-fertilization with other disciplines that really enrich one's sort of design thinking in terms of the built environment. So whether if you would like to do Masters of Urban Planning upon graduation, right? Maybe you want to get a certificate on entrepreneurship or get a certificate in data science, right? So there are all these opportunities to further personalize your experience of the curriculum. And finally, we really are focused on sparking innovation for the betterment of communities and society, right? Um, Design, architecture, these are disciplines you don't do for the money. If you want to do something for the money, going into investment banking is probably going to be a better bet. We're here to really make an impact and have a positive role upon the world. So diving into the curriculum, what are its components? These are program guides that we have available on our website. So I would highly recommend for all of you that would like to take a look at these a bit more in depth to take a look at these resources that we have on our website because they're very comprehensive. But to start off, we have Design Studio. So those are here at the top of the screen. And those sort of change a little bit between the general pathways the landscape architecture concentration, or the architecture concentration. And these concentrations are ones that you apply for in your second year, and then you do them in your third and fourth year. So architecture concentration would be if you want to apply to a Master of Architecture. Landscape architecture concentration would be if you want to apply to MLA, the Master of Landscape Architecture. We are working on developing a planning concentration, although currently, if you're interested in urban planning, doing landscape architecture concentration is also what we recommend, given the strong affinity between both programs. So beyond Design Studio, which you have one of each every semester for the entire 4 years of the program, we also have visualization courses. These are ones that teach the software that really are a strength of our program. We start off with analog sort of modes of production, drawing, right? Freehand drawing, hardline drawing. But then we quickly kind of move into computer-aided design, CAD, right? It's things like Rhino, Blender. We teach Grasshoppers, which is parametric design, Python, computational design, ArcGIS, which is just spatial data analysis, which will allow you to do maps like the one here, and a variety of other sort of tool sets. Our third years next semester will be learning Revit. Um, then we have global citizenship. These are history and theory courses that allow us to sort of examine a variety of different contemporary geographies and case studies around what it means to shape the contemporary city. So just to give you one example of how we're structuring our courses and the ways in which we also kind of embed opportunities beyond the classroom within each of our courses. So global citizenship, which is a first year um, course, this Design 223, in the winter semester of the first year, we have integrated the international Map the Systems competition. So what is Map the Systems? And these are our students actually, currently featured on the website. So Map the System is a one-of-a-kind interdisciplinary challenge hosted by the Scholl Center for Social Entrepreneurship at the University of Oxford. And it requires participants to use a systems thinking approach to demonstrate a deep understanding of a pressing social or environmental challenge. So there's a global competition. Various countries participate. Within Canada, 20 universities participate, and the University of Calgary organizes its contribution to the competition by kind of picking a university kind of winner to then send to the nationals. So we've integrated this competition into one of our courses as an assignment. And the very first year that we participated, there were 58 teams and competing against upperclassmen, graduate students, PhD students, postdoctoral fellows, and recent alumni. Our students, which are all first-year students, made up 50% of the finalist teams at the university. So we totally annihilated the competition. And at the finals, we won first and second place. Third place was a postdoc with a PhD and 10 more years of educational experience. So that really demonstrates the level at which we can level up our students very quickly, just within 1 year. So at the point that there are dominating university-wide competitions around systems thinking, around diagramming, around research, around all the various design skills that we teach our students, and they're going to be invaluable in the years ahead. And of course, students win lots of cash prize, and that's something they keep themselves. So that's very exciting. In 2025, so the year after this, the second year that we participated, so this past year, we also won 50% of the finalist teams once again. So it's like 50% sample, and then there's like maybe one winner per unit across all the other units because it's a university-wide competition. So we're very happy with our students' performance just over the last 4 years, and this upcoming year in April, it'll be our third time competing, and we'll see how we do. But likely we're going to be doing very well based on past history. So here are pictures of the students who were finalists that first year, 2024. So moving on, technical studies. These are courses that provide a much more technical understanding of each of SAPL's three disciplines. So there's one within urban planning, one within landscape, and one within architecture. And then each of the concentrations has one additional technical studies course, depending upon what's necessary for the concentration. Now, those first four degree components, studio, visualization, global citizenship, and technical studies, are all kind of the common core foundation. And then we have these three additional streams: sustainability, entrepreneurship, computational design, and data science, that all are opportunities for students to either take those courses with us or to take those courses in the home unit of that discipline. So you can take sustainability courses with us or sustainability courses with the Faculty of Arts if you'd like to get a sustainability certificate. Or you can do entrepreneurship with us or a class with Heskane in case you want to get the entrepreneurship minor or the entrepreneurship certificate, right? So there's a variety of different options present depending upon what you want to do with your career and with your degree and what are kind of your post BDCI plans. Our advising team can help you make some of those decisions around which courses might be a really good option for you. So of course we have entrepreneurship, right? And data science and computational design. Our computational design courses are a first in an undergraduate program in Canada. So we really highly recommend these courses because these are the ones that are going to enable our students to work with things like AI and other advanced technologies rather than being replaced by them. So one of the analogies and examples I like to use is, before the advent of using computers in architecture, all architects were used to hand drafting and hardline drawing by hand building plans. And our necessity to make plans didn't go away once the computer came about. It simply replaced people who did not know how to use a computer to generate architectural plans. So really the people who stayed ahead of the curve are those who can do both hardline, freeline drawing and use the computer to use architecture because now everyone uses the computer, of course. So this is the same thing for the future. As other technologies emerge and as those provide opportunities to shorten or enhance the design process, it's not that these kind of industries are going to disappear, but rather people who are not trained in these technologies are not going to be able to participate in that employment landscape. So our students are very well prepared on that front. Our student advising is also literally award winning. Sarah Ha, who won NACADA's 2023 Wesley R. Hadley Summer Institute Fellowship, also won the top advisor within Western Canada and Western US. And just a few weeks ago, or excuse me, I guess now it's been a few months ago, so it's not updated on this presentation. She won the top advisor in the world. So NACADA is a global advising organization with over 14,000 members. And our Sarah was the #1 in the world. So we are very, very proud of the incredible advising and supports that we have within the program. A number of years ago, myself and Sarah also won a 3-year, $45,000 grant from the Taylor Institute of Teaching and Learning to do further research on BDCI's groundbreaking and innovative practices. So we're constantly looking for ways to strengthen our program and provide students with an incredible educational experience. We offer a variety of different kind of student life features about our program. One of those is Launchpad. Launchpad is our 1-week introduction to Sample for all incoming freshmen. This is an opportunity for all of you to make friends, to engage with your classmates, and to participate in a kind of design or a kind of design charrette competition that occurs inside of a video game. So I'm going to share the video shortly, and here are just a few pictures of what that is. So in 2024, so I guess last year, that included a variety of tours, discussions, makerspace training, and other types of info sessions that are really kind of important to ground our students in. Then we also have the ones in red are those that are organized by our team of volunteers. So we have lots of students who had such a fantastic time in their Launchpad experience that in subsequent years they volunteered to participate and assist with delivering that this week of programming for our students. And then finally, everything in green is the City Game-a-thon. This is the kind of design charrette competition that I mentioned. It's sponsored. It has been sponsored in the past by a Swedish video game company, which gives us free licenses of city skylines, which we give for free to our students to again work within this week. So I'm now gonna switch tabs here and show you this video to just give you a little sense of what that is. All right, so beyond the first week of class, what comes after, right? Like, what are the other types of opportunities that you have available as a BDCI student? So the first I want to really kind of go into is immediate research opportunities, right? If you are interested in conducting research with a faculty member as part of their laboratory, right? Both either during the year as a kind of on-campus job or during the summer, either full-time or part-time, there are many research opportunities. Often in many other units across campus, research is something that's reserved for grad students, right? We don't believe that here at the BDCI. Undergrad students can just as well contribute to that um, portion of our academic environment. So in our first year, over 10% of our inaugural cohort participated in supervised summer research as part of the university's program for undergraduate research experience, or PURE. It has now been renamed a different acronym, given that this one is not great. But this includes our students receiving a variety of kind of campus-wide awards that enable and provide funding for students to do this research. So in the past, SAPL has the way that these get distributed are kind of proportionally based on applications, and in the past, Apple has outperformed other units in the number of students that are winning and securing these very competitive research awards for supervised summer research. But beyond this program, there's also many opportunities that as you move through the years and as you become more and more acquainted with various softwares or topics, faculty members do look and are hiring BDC students to join part of their lab. So currently, I run the Center for Civilization, which is a design research lab and think tank kind of focused on cities, society, and civilization. And I'm employing currently 10 BDCI students. So again, research is a huge part of our community and our school, and something that we really advance with our students. So in that same thread, we every year have the City Futures Undergraduate Design Research Symposium. There's an opportunity for students to share some of their best research initiatives and design work. So whether it's the result of supervised summer research or research that is done as part of, for example, Map the Systems competition, these are students where we invite them to kind of participate in a sharing with community, with industry, with our municipal partners, and also provide students an opportunity to test out what it might be like to participate in a conference. So some of our second and third year students have actually already been to both out of province and out of country conferences with the work that they've done within our school within just the first and second years. So uh, if you're really passionate about knowledge, about research, about getting a lot of different types of experience under your belt before you graduate, this is the place for you, for sure, absolutely. Now, one of the strengths of our program is also the cohort-based nature of it all. In many programs, you'll go to your major, your unit, and all your courses are kind of random. You kind of pick based on what fits in your schedule in any given semester, and the students that you meet are not all there taking the same types of courses. So it's very hard to meet friends. It's very hard to meet other students. That's not what we do here in the BDCI. All your courses every semester are taken with the same group of people. This really enables um, creation of friendships, meeting friends, right? Really developing a really strong community-based experience. So this is a picture of our BDCI welcoming committee. So 23% of our first year cohort actually volunteered to be part of welcoming our second cohort to the BDCI. So here they're taking pictures with Big Chef, which is a local, much adored Subway, not Subway, like sandwich company. And um, I think we really value this community that we've created within the program because everybody knows each other. Lots of students make really close friends here, right? And it's easy to develop that within the structure of our program and our courses. So here we have different groups of students, the volunteers for the welcoming committee. And I think I want to leave enough time for questions. I know we have lots of different participants on the call, so I'll stop right here. And if there's anything that I missed or there are other questions, we'll get to those now. So I think I'll maybe stop sharing and then open it up for questions.
Excellent. Thank you, Alberto. We have our first question, but before we get to it, I just want to remind everyone, please put your questions in the Q&A function. It looks like our chat has been disabled, so I just want to make sure we get to all your questions. All right, the first one here. Does BDCI offer co-op or international studies?
That's a fantastic question. Thank you. So there are a number of ways that different faculty units offer engagement with industry. These can be in the form of structured internships, co-ops. The way that we engage with municipality, with industry, is through work integrated learning. So this is a studio option that you have in your final year of the program, where you are placed with an industry or municipal partner and work together with them to develop a kind of sample project around something that is something that they might be working on or something anal analogous that they might be working on that students can learn from. So that is one dimension. There are other dimensions and other opportunities to engage with industry and municipality through things like research, right? Doing employed research at a lab. All our laboratories often have research agreements with industry or with the municipality itself, and they're working on specific projects. So many of my students got to work on a design build project that was funded by the Calgary Downtown Association, the city of Calgary. So, in other programs, co-ops are the only way that industry is sort of introduced into their program. That is not the case here. Many of our courses are also taught by leading professionals. So, for example, the chief urban designer of the entire city of Calgary, who was in that position for 20 years, is the person who's teaching our leadership and design and city innovation course for our current third-year students. So again, that's another opportunity to have a direct connection to the municipality, to have a direct connection to people that are going to be making employment decisions. So whether it's a studio course, which is a lecture course taught by a municipal leader, whether it's a work integrated learning, whether it's being employed in a research lab, there are many, many opportunities for students to get involved with industry, to build up their network, and to increase those employment opportunities, right? Which we also enable through networking opportunities as a result of our lecture series that we have every year. Great question. Let's keep going.
Designer with a BDCI.
Can you become a product designer with the BDCI? Absolutely. So the BDCI, in order to be a product designer, you really need to um, do things at least very well. The first is, digital modeling and kind of software, right? You need to know things like Blender, Rhino, Grasshopper, Python, and computational design. Those are all things that are going to help to become a product designer. But the second is also having a really strong foundation and knowledge about how are the various things that interconnect together. What are these systems? What are the solutions that people need? And with our entrepreneurship courses, with our kind of systems-based thinking and transitioning approaches, product design is one that would naturally be a fit upon conclusion of the program, right? Because over those 4 years, you have now cultivated a very wide and strong set of skills that would enable you that career pathway for sure.
Excellent. Can students take a mechanical engineering minor with the BDCI?
Ooh, ambitious. That's an ambitious question. And that's the first time we've received that question here. So there are opportunities to take various types of minors with our program, and we specifically kind of pre-select a few options we recommend to students. For mechanical engineering, in theory, can you take a minor with the BCI? Yes. Will specific minors work with the curriculum in terms of the timing of the BCI? That's a different question. And that's maybe one I would recommend that you follow up with our advising team. So if you go to our program advising page and you set up like a, makeup appointment, you can present this very specific question and they can work with you to see what are the requirements of the mechanical engineering minor, what courses do you have to take, and where might you be able to take them. So that's like in theory, yes, you can take a minor, but this kind of how the logistics iron out, that would be something for an advisor and you to kind of work out. There currently we have a student who decided to do a BDCI and a computer science double major. So they are, and we had never had that before, and we're accommodating it. And the way that the student is doing is by taking a majority of computer science courses over the spring and summer semesters, with the BDCI being taken during the fall and winter terms, with some of their electives for the BDCI being computer science courses. So there's definitely lots of opportunities for mixing and matching, and it's just about working with our advisors to see what is possible.